Listen to the bugs.
I hear them. They're all around
Sounds
us.
of nature. Naturally, shit is infinite. Never needing assistance. Finding the simplest form. Selections from the strongest species keep me sworn to follow these rules of this universe to which I'm born. Simple. Time and space equals love. And it ain't no heaven up above. Cause the galaxy is not a plane. It's more like a spherical domain. But to some, this I can't explain. They're saying that if there's a hell below, then we're all gonna go. But what about this physical? It's really ruled by the spirit. And while y'all caught up with your ego, man, I really can't hear it. Cause I've seen how some days amaze me with their perfection, the cosmic order, and the direction, where everything has a reason and a cause. Decisions that you make penetrate the 7 laws. Pure potentiality awaits you and me. If you give it, then you'll see you'll get more in return. So learn the karmic law of success and cause and effect. Cause application of least effort is set to manifest your intention and desire. Develop the skills to detach and live in Dharma until you retire. And move on with never-ending source of energy. It's a never-ending source of energy. You feeling me?
Feeling me? Just listen to the buzz. I hear them.
All this tantra, all this tantra, all this tantra, all this tantra. I get the bands like Tantra. 0 fucks, that's my mantra. I stay with a thugged out sounder. My whole crew is goons and farmers. In the Akashic records, we all earn high honors. Llamas, sitters, dakinis, and dockers. You can't stop us, get smacked like towels. Are you conscious of being conscious? All is tantra, all is tantra, all is tantra, all is tantra. In the realm, scholars who getting the dollars. You'll me swallow my secret beads like a mala. I'm up in her medulla oblongata. We exchange prana in bliss ananda. I look at everything calmer with compassion. Strip off the armor that was covering my soul and holding my chakras. Break out the bondage with the 3 bonders. All is tantra, all is tantra, all is tantra, all is tantra. Anything can be a path of enlightenment, but not when you resisting or fighting it. I'm exiting if the vibe don't sit. Macabre activate, divine guide my ship. No matter where I stay in alignment, the mind play tricks, so I keep my mind bent to my heart's content. Psilocybin ancients, rainbow body spiritualize the flesh in everything. Recognize the best. There's no contest, it's not complex. All is tantra, all is tantra, all is tantra, all is tantra. Persistent thoughts what brought the evidence. Emptiness is form and form is emptiness. Our being in the now is what pure presence is. As awareness and bliss, our eternal essence lives. The most high be the most hilarious. Fuck being warriors or serious. My path is pleasurable experience. Life sciences doing self-experiments. Like a DJ on the middle path, I'm here to mix both records or extremes. Not here to get vexed on some next. While I'm deep in the net, while I'm meditating, connecting the breath. All is tantra, all is tantra, all is tantra, all is tantra.
So tantra is often called the result path. The result. Rather than identifying with
So the mind has always been. There ain't never been a time when the mind was not. The mind is all there is. All of this is the mind. So man is that word made flesh. That word, which before was a word, was an idea, and before was an idea, was a thought. Manifests itself all the way down from the mind, through the brain, through the spinal column, through the kidneys, through the liver, through the lungs, through the heart. So did we evolve from what? Man has always been man, and he will continue to be man.
Just speak your mind and the universe will provide. Peep the signs, let your body soul glide. God can hear you if you're working for your goal set. Just think about the future, but keep living up the moment. Speak your mind, the universe will provide. Peep the signs and let your body soul glide. God can hear you if you're working for your goal set. Just think about the future, but keep living up the moment.
Instrumental, could you find my mental? It's essential that you understand the lyrical potential. Yo, instrumental, could you find my mental? It's essential that you understand the ways of the world. Instrumental, could you find my mental? It's essential that you understand the lyrical potential. Yo, instrumental, could you find my mental? It's essential that you understand the ways of the world. Yo, travel through my mind through portholes and sort those messages from above. I'll be doing it for the love to be free like a dove in peace. Be my message, then I'll put it in a sentence with others to rhyme with it. Intended for the real hip hop to arise, and we'll ride and outside to put the bullshit aside so that you can free your mind in time.
Don't allow your mind to get inside a bit of pride as you try watch us out for traps. Your soul is your guide, abide by the Most High. Move glides aside and gather back.
You know that a mind is a terrible thing to waste.
From the underworld to this world, I use my principle.
The meeting of two extremes, the holy manifestation of the seen and unseen. Allah's thoughts and dreams, the known and unknown, as it is above, so it is below. I exist within the great universal mind, beyond man-made calculations of space and time. The revelation of a most sacred principle.
Feel like my soul being driven by the senses. Try to take control of my wishes, I'm defenseless. It's like intellect versus intuition. We mirroring the gods, how you really living on earth as it is in heaven. Maybe I exist in some alternate dimension. Whatever, back to the present, infatuated with pleasure. I'd like to think I'm enlightened. Living in the West where we never second guess. Yes, give us everything, maybe that's not what life is. Like you going through hell, hoping heaven is waiting. Maybe heaven is the soul leaving the body it was cased in. It's never good enough. Escaping from below, we always looking up to something more than this physical we love. What's happening right here is happening above. My lower self wanna fuck. My higher self wanna love. My lower self wanna drink. My higher self wanna think. On earth as it is in heaven. Like the past come back to the present. As above, so below, so it goes. On and on for forever, I suppose. This tug of war between the matter and spirit, the inner divinity up against the outward appearance. I got a plan. I'm trying to bring out the God in man. We descended from the top, but we gotta land. Stay grounded like a mountain, live thousands. How many times my soul ascended like a falcon? Trismegistus with the intuition, inner vision full of symbols like fishes. Hidden in scriptures, the myth is real, not literal, but something that a mystic feel. Like a rose on a cross, yeah, it's all cold. Like a universal thought that we all know. I'm the one lost initiate the raw chose. Had to hold on to gnosis for the fall below. Just to rise again, infinite new life. And take flight, resurrected under the moonlight. 12 archetypes in the human form. Exiled like a Gentile, newly born. My lower self wanna fuck. My higher self wanna love. My lower self wanna drink. My higher self wanna think. On earth as it is in heaven. Like the past come back to the present. As above, so below, so it goes. On and on for forever, I suppose. Yeah, from out of Egypt to the promised land. Me no tell lies, I try to be an honest man. Not a damn thing perfect in a mentor. This earthly body with a heavenly agenda. The war between the spirit and flesh. Reincarnated Osiris. One more again. As above, so below, intertwined. I've been divine like the shrine within the inner mind. Live divided like the north and the south side. My life on this planet, I call that downtime. Brighter than most, so I outshine. Dim the light of the past, so allow mine. I'm connected to the current like a power line. Magnetic attraction, don't I sound fine? Pound sign, Masonic logic, the best of both worlds.
I am that I am, a living example of the alchemy of man. The microcosm within the macrocosm, sharing the same breath with every single organism. one of Tahuti's sayings was so above as below. The macrocosm
twigs,
the microcosm
as above, so below. Life is short, gotta be more. As above, so below. Feel the soul, indigo. As above, so below. Life is short, gotta be more. As above, so below. Feel the soul, indigo. As above, so below. As in heaven, as on earth. Solar first, flesh is earth. Law of attractions, word thirst. Power curse, thought serve. As within, so without. We soul search for flout and a drought. Understanding, or is it doubt? There's no north without a south. Within twigs, the universe, across course. For these points of course, there's no light without dark. How could you know pain without a heart? I'm a king and I'm a chief. A chess piece, pulling beats, pushing pawns while I sleep. As above, so below. Life is short, gotta be more. As above, so below. Feel the soul, indigo. As above, so below. Life is short, gotta be more. As above, so below. Feel the soul, indigo. My outer is my inner. Starvation feels like dinner. Projections or reflections, full of knowledge or self-lessons. Macro, micro, same connection. Man know the self, need inspections. Miseducation on this third plane section. Acceptance, rejections, infections, the sections of life. I split apart myself, saw the enemy, probably need some help. Objections, all in the frame of mind. Perceptions, redefine the whole crime. Movements from 5D, y'all need time. Still amped, heavy thoughts on sniff lines. I can see the future in my pastime. Watch the whole world change, drop of a rhyme. As above, so below. Life is short, gotta be more. As above, so below. Feel the soul, indigo. As above, so below. Feel the soul, indigo.
You see the connection between the inner world and the outer world. The correspondence. There is no separation.
When you get through, look up the indigo children. They here. They travel to outer space at night. When we went out there and changed this thing around, we didn't have to go looking for nobody. The army was there.
Everything is everything. It's you and it's me. As above, so below. The whole truth in the speech. Everything is everything. As above, so below. Akashic ancestors. 2014. Way, way beyond. Yeah.
Vibration.
I walk down the streets just reciting these rhymes, feeling a bittersweet success is just in a line that I may pay brave and still a will to strive forward against opposition. My mission to move on, it's an instinct. I still remain focused on my goals, beyond hype, beyond limelight, beyond. I hold on to what I have and grab out a map to treasure through the thick and thin. I endeavor my movement. Emotion is the potion to enhance the dance in the surreal will. I may appeal to the chance. It's an awkward way that we met through the microphone. Those in zones I'm pro move, condone in alone solitaire space. I meditate. My daily quest is just a speck in the overview of life. I think twice and never let those hold me down. All around as the vibe surrounds. All around, all around, all around. As the vibe surrounds. All around, all around, all around, all around. As the vibe surrounds, we all around. All around, all around, all around, all around. As the vibe surrounds, we all around, all around, around. As the vibe surrounds, as the vibe. Looking away through my view. you. Verbally I express a constant. On my mind is a way to incline. I take time, envision the path that keeps on. I seek on, conquering my destination, facing speed bumps. They just slow us down. Never stop, it's a ongoing process. I try not to let the stress hold me down. In a circular direction, I'm connecting with your thoughts. In a vibe, I stay alive. Cause my business is awake and unfinished. I'll remain, never diminish, just make sense. Think about your past tense struggle. We all have our own, the same zone. I zone walk on the microphone. Same vibe, another chapter. What I'm after last infinite, using my voice as an instrument sent to complete. The vibe is complete, complete, complete. Round, all around, we all around, all around, all around, all around. The vibes around, the vibes all around. We all around, all around, all around, all around. It's the vibes around, it's the vibes all around.
I'm within my eyes. Listen to my song, come with no surprise. It won't be long before you feel my vibe, so I keep it true.
Every time you hear this shit, sound is vibration. The sound is taken, sound is vibration, and the ground is shaking. Vibration is sound. Yo, we found your replacement. Vibration is sound. Now who makes the sound? And who makes the music? 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 And who makes the sound?
Heart feels the rhythm, music feels the rhythm, heart feels the rhythm, music feels the rhythm, heart feels the rhythm, music feels the rhythm.
Vibrations transcend space and time. Vibrations transcend space and time. Vibrations transcend space and time. I exist even when no things are left. Vibrations transcend space and time. Pure at heart because I deal with the mind. That's why I compose these verses. Lord of all worlds, my thoughts are now universes. Written on these pages is the ageless wisdom of the sage. It's the sage, it's the sage.
Binaural beats, silence and peace. Rejuvenate the mind as we climb to the peaks. Rise and we speak, alive in the deep. Resonating higher frequencies, find when we seek. Binaural beats, silence and peace. Rejuvenate the mind as we climb to the peaks. Rise and we speak, alive in the deep. Resonating higher frequencies, find when we seek.
Smell the floor, oral lingual sonic phonics. Discern all harmonics. Raise my frequency frequently, peacefully. Repel demonic iconics repeatedly. Effective immediately. Reject the decency. I show respect when you speak to me. I listen equally, conceivably. Information flowing intravenously. On the path of least resistance. No matter the distance, it flows easily. Change seasonally. Steadily, I'm holding my hand evenly. I believe in me.
Vibration.
Connect mind with rhythm, 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 rhythm.
Heart feels the rhythm, music feels the rhythm, heart feels the rhythm, music feels the rhythm, heart feels the rhythm, music feels the rhythm.
The pendulum will swing back again.
In here, music is life, and life is rhythm.
Yes, yes. All right. Keep it going now. Keep it moving. You got a nice pace. That's right. Some things never change. Rearrange me up. Strange on another plane. Constant motion, coasting. No gears. Show no fear floating. Some things never change. Rearrange me up. Strange on another plane. Constant motion, coasting. No gears. Show no fear float. My power never came in surges. No, I deal with my urges daily. You say he's different? I'm gifted in my own right. Shown bright since a baby. My ability to separate the yes and no's from the maybe so's. Therefore I see reality. One way or another, I'ma shape that. Give or take a calorie or two, my salary is truly touched. Fiends for my cuts like I fiend for the guts. When I'm up, never limp. Forever pimp my lyrics, that's the truth. Set that line in stone, cause I got it from Medusa, it hit home. Cause that's all I do. Man, that's all I have. And that's all I knew since 95. I used to stand up on the Ave, building an underground shielding, yielding to no one, wielding my mind skills like a Shogun sword. It was so fun, more was needed. I was heated off the speed of movement, improvements were made. I grew with the days, time stayed prime, and kept my raised mind rising, kept my raised mind rising. Some things never change, rearrange me, I'm strange on another plane. Constant motion, coasting, no gears, show no fear, float. Some things never change, rearrange me, I'm strange on another plane. Constant motion, coasting, no gears, show no fear, float. It's kinda like rolling, it started gradual. I picked that pace up, move so casual. There's a formula, I don't know it though, karma's in there somewhere. I let it happen, rapping sometimes forced, too off course, choppy, sloppier than Joe, I'm a legend, you jalopy. Side busting copies wanna dirty up my name, but you couldn't hurt me, only building up my fame. And though that's not my aim, I take it all for what it's worth. Doing what I know I was put up on this earth. Continuous, strenuous, macking, architectural stacking, backing my folks till the end there's growth like the fungus, making my thoughts humongous. Wisdom be among us, unavoidable, undestroyable. Can't break as employable skills multiply. I try, and some things never change, rearrange me, I'm strange on another plane. Constant motion, coasting, no gears, show no fear, float. Some things never change, rearrange me, I'm strange on another plane. Constant motion, coasting, no gears, show no fear, float. Some things never change, rearrange me, I'm strange on another plane. No fear, float.
But in the natural physical world, there is rhythm and there is motion.
All up in her vibe, something coming over me. Summer days more likely that you notice breezes. Winter days more likely that you notice heat. When I'm gone, more likely that you notice me. And the dark is more likely that you notice light. And the light more likely that you notice night. Hungry, more appreciation for that meal. Dead broke, more appreciation for that
Reflection is truer than it seems, but so simple. Polarity, seldom advertised, but essential.
New vision, what I predicted. Opposites attract, polarized by the premonition. Yeah, welcome to the balancing act. On this battlefield, Earth, learning how to react. Give them all my blessing, stay up all my lessons. Someone say this age is coming to an ending. Never find me stressing. I'm ready, all of my energy in the present. I cannot be programmed by only what I selected. Everything is mental, I shift in the fifth dimension. But back and forth, dealing with negative to the positive. Duality, my reality. Something's gotta give. The light and the dark.
Time of reckoning upon a narrow road is a degree below the horizon. It's cold freezing below as the temperature is steadily rising. Opposites attract like yin and yang, on the cusp of moving to new heights of fading away in a bang, bringing us back to pre-Big Bang Theory. Step out of your earthbound shoes to peer down from outer space and see the big picture clearly. Watch and see how businessmen, politicians, and clergy merge the control totally over people and energy. If you heard me, then you know the century sent to see ascension free from all shackles. From physical to metaphysical, mystical to literal. We live in the moment, it's critical to align with the divine signs of this time and space, and be annihilated, disgraced as an entire human race. What a waste. We'll be gone with the bitter taste trace. Too late to save face in the future, but now is the key. Kindly handed down to we, the people. This is the shot heard round the world, the sequel. Life or death may force the hand to be lethal, so we act now to avoid destruction. Act now, no discussion. Facts abound, foes exposed, but foes we crush them. Flush corruption, you know not to trust them. Bust them, your people love them. Don't stoop down to lower levels, rise up above them. Push and shove them with mind power shared. Each one teach one, mind power squared. It's rare for such exponential growth. Yet as we approach the moment that will come to pass, we'll come to see, come to be one at last. When we'll see we're killing ourselves with each gun blast. Either we consciously save ourselves or watch the sun and stars go black. And there's no turning back, so make your decision. I am more than a man. I am.
Dark is not the opposite of light. It's the absence of light.
Of course, of course. That would be like
I'm tired of folks saying that I ain't seen what I saw. I got my eyes open. The thieves in charge, drop the ball. I see your words broken, and now you gotta take a fall. The earth opens to swallow you up, but you couldn't see it, then you should have peeped the writing on the wall. The manuscript, but you're fast asleep as night crawls. Guard slip, and know it could be. There's no time to pause. The effects of the cause.
Watch the acts you do. Every word you send to the cosmos comes back to you. It will accomplish its duty, no need to fear. You pay for all the sins you commit while you're here. Commit while you're here. Commit while you're here.
But do not concentrate on the paper. Concentrate on the laws of the Creator.
That's right. Now pause for a sec. You think about cause and effect. The laws respect have been broken. Now it's time for you to pay.
You ain't living right, punk. I'll have to school you, not rule you. But I say, yo, you fool yourself when you try to deny and defy written laws. This means your cause has flaws. Think about it, take the time, and even ponder longer. Then let your mind start to wander. Back to track the facts about all of your mistakes. It only takes one to make fake. Pick up your life, clean up your act, and get a legal plan. You can, or be an evil man caught. And then you claim you're not responsible. The choice was yours. When the fun's gone, you will realize that you don't get something for nothing while you bluffing. Others, even brothers, are stuffing their pockets with honest cash. They're last, so don't knock it. Jock it, cause the guru must stop it. I'll jab you, smack you, crack, you're demolished. You must acknowledge life is like a college in itself. Get a degree in reality, or you will be a pawn, and like a lawn, you'll get walked on guard. Never to see or be the same again, friend. Cause the time you spend bringing down yourself, bringing down the pace, bringing down your friends, bringing down the race will have your life in a wreck. And homeboy, life is cause and effect. Exactly what you put in, boy, you will get out of it. The energy release comes back, there is no doubt of it. So when you thrive to connive and contrive foolish deeds, this means you'll bleed from greed. Linger on it, dig the thought of what'll happen. You're napping, you're gonna fall off the map and lie out and cry out why. You got the short end of the stick, you're too quick to run tricks. Open your mind, widen your sight, get out of your rut, move. And get the lead out of your butt. Cause you can't live without a plan to get fresher, chump. And you shouldn't stand to let anything sway you from the path you know is truthful. Chill. Because you know the chosen youth will take over and control the whole. So don't blow it, know it, cause the guru must show it. I'll teach you, reach you, each, so you're enlightened. MCs I frighten by what I write in my songs. Cause I express what I manifest. While some of you fall down to the ground with breakdowns. Never to see or be the same again, friend. Because the time you spend bringing down yourself, bringing down the pace, bringing down your friends, bringing down the race will have your life in a wreck. And homeboy, life is cause and effect. You're still playing games, lame. I'll have to aim you straight to the gate of fate so you can claim your doom. Will you decay as you pay in repentance? I like my sentence like incense. Breathe in, expel your fears as you marvel. Heed what I feed. You won't starve, you'll make it. But if you don't, you will be finished. You'll disappear, you will diminish. Never to see or be the same again, friend. Because the time you spend bringing down yourself, bringing down the pace, bringing down your friends, bringing down the race will leave you plugged and upset. Cause homeboy, life is cause and effect. Cause and effect. Once again, premiering the It's like that.
Two people living a life for a lifetime, making babies with love, raising souls with the roots of consciousness, mature hardships kissing ageless happiness. Two people abandon desires to strengthen a growing empire, swallow pride and meet defeat, never a question of who's strong or weak, awarded years of patience and understanding while mastering the art of masquerading emotional frustration, a lifetime of more ups than downs, when two adults wear the crown of an open heart and mind, can't change the individual throughout time, accept, forgive, and grow as a union of woman to man, man to woman, a union of two people.
It takes two people who believe in what they got, the same two people. 50-50 split the pot, two people who can admit when they wrong. It helps when two people are raising a family together strong. But it's not all roses, every day don't go smooth. Sometimes there's disagreements, arguments, and bad attitudes. But as long as communication remains through the situation, two people together can overcome the frustration and set aside differences. Give and get respect, you get exactly what you put in. Tell me what you expect when two people compromise just to help the relation. Raising a proud family off the sturdy foundation. Through tribulation and trials, attached emotions compile. Seeing each other's expression every time the kid smiles, and it makes them feel like it's all worth it. Ups and downs, it takes two people with love who try and work it. It takes two people who believe in what they got, the same two people. 50-50 split the pot, two people who can admit when they wrong. It helps when two people are raising a family together strong. It takes two people who believe in what they got, the same two people. 50-50 split the pot, two people who can admit when they wrong. It helps when two people are raising a family together strong. We don't always agree, sometimes it might get ugly. Discrepancies and differences of you and me go down intensely, but that's all love, there's way too much at stake. We got babies to make, can't go back. We cut the cake and made commitments. This ain't last name in the game to no existence, and that's the only way for me, the way I see my life sentence. But I ain't locked up, I lucked up. I used to always be in trouble, straggly, skinny, looking sucked up. I gave a damn about a lady, thought I wound up like Fred Sanford, chilling with Bubba and Grady. And this ain't no love song, fool, this a life song. Raising kids, living with my family in a wife song. It takes two people who believe in what they got, the same two people. 50-50 split the pot, two people who can admit when they wrong. It helps when two people are raising a family together strong. It takes two people who believe in what they got, the same two people. 50-50 split the pot, two people who can admit when they wrong. It helps when two people are raising a family together strong.
When I'm broke and when I'm filthy fucking rich. Love me when I'm broke and when I'm filthy fucking rich. Love me when I'm broke and when I'm filthy fucking rich. Love me when I'm broke and when I'm filthy fucking rich.
What is gender? Let me attempt to express this in a short sentence. Listen attentively. Gender is not a biological sentence or form of preference. Gender is not defined by psychologists, doctors, or reverence. It is defined by each and all of us as we see who we are. And yes, it evolves indefinitely like reincarnates. We cycle across in the stars and heavens. We have all and will all be all of them. It is always limitless. And beyond this earthly ball we revolve on, there are many genders and many more that they keep in the dark. And speaking of darkness, dichotomies like light and dark, masculine and feminine, dusk and dawn are actually limited. They are not the spectrum's entirety, they are simply the extremities as polar opposites. Hindus define a third gender since the dawn of humankind in Dwarka with Lemurian messengers, and the third is simply nearing the middle. There are so many non-binary and curious riddles, trans, intersex, and even genderless and gender fluidity. And beyond this, who are we to force anyone to abide by any so-called findings of a falsely apocalyptic science that pull the wool over our eyes? That apocalypse so lifted in times Kemetic, and before this were Polarians and Hyperboreans. The dawn of Sumerians is when we were forced into binary variants. Then Judeo-Christian theologies were hegemonically dominant as heteropatriarchies and demonized all genders non-binary, along with women, lesbians, children, and pansexuals and queer men, with the stories of Babylon and Sodom and the prophets' warnings and damned predictions, while the deeper oracles of prophetesses like Cassandra were silenced like Esther's Gospels. And from this ignorance was born the term cosmos has recently been realigning and a shift is dawning. The goddess is reconquering tribal gods, demonic like Yahweh and his offspring, and the goddess Alat and Inanna are being reborn like phoenixes from the ashes of the formless prophecies and oracles of dreamers, so the past tomorrow can reforge the ethers like these gorgeous speeches. These morbid preachers, flawed beliefs in their God's dominance is awkward weakness. At the heart of it, we all ought to see that it's not possible to be kind in conscience while you talk of evil and want to force your beliefs upon all creatures, like those that gorge the seas, lakes, and oceans, and those that are forced into breeding and made to be hopeless, tortured in screams, raped in hypnosis while horribly bleeding. Then the baby is born and slaughtered for meat, and eventually the mom is torn to pieces once she can no longer breed. Why do I talk of these forms of evil in a song for tortured people? Is this a question you want to speak of? Could you guess that karma breeds us into awful demons as reincarnates when we feed off of beings unconsciously or not? It's beyond belief, especially when our dogmas talk of peace, and messengers like the Rasta Jesus were matriarchal vegans, and he was born as Yeshua ben Miriam. If you don't get what I talk of, maybe you ought to seize this and be reborn with blessings. You ought to believe me. We constantly evolve in the morn of prescience, and this is not deceit.
Check it out now. Check it out now. One time for your mind. What? Yeah. This world is a beautiful hallucination, from the womb to the euthanasia. I think maybe it's my human nature that makes me wonder about the thoughts behind the faces inside of the train as we move from station to station. Let's take a journey down to my heart's deepest chambers, in the hopes that we no longer have to be strangers. Beneath the smoke and mirrors, options are closer than they appear to be, despite physical appearance, caste, nationality, or religion. As if the islands when I lost children on one great continent. I want you nearer so you can feel that it know me like I know myself. I watch the homeless people sleeping outside of the hospital, thinking that we as a society have such a long way to go. The pain makes me grow deeper. We look to leaders instead of our own souls. The galaxy could be a molecule inside your fingerprint. Do you know freedom? I'm standing here at the crossroads, writing these poems made of flesh and bone, to the sound of my own heart beating as if it was God breathing. I want you close so you can look into my eyes and truly see me. So before you start to lose it and your words get abusive, remember, I wouldn't be shit without my music. Before you start to lose it and your words get abusive, remember, I wouldn't be shit without my music. So before you start to lose it and your words get abusive, remember, I wouldn't be shit without my music. Before you start to lose it and your words get abusive, remember, I wouldn't be shit without my music. This world is a beautiful hallucination. I make music to awake a new generation. As we send center stage to the process of creation, find your own voice, choose not a life of imitation. Our limitations are self-imposed. The imagination's infinite with no beginning or end to it, like the Alpha and Omega code. I listen to Otis Redding and can't imagine a heaven that's better than everything I've ever known. I use the rhythm as a stepping stone to the inexpressible. I am the rose that rose out of stone, not an intellectual, just a dreamer dreaming. I came out of the womb screaming just to breathe in. One day I'ma need a tooth for feeding. What's the meaning of being human being? You don't need to follow Allah, Buddha, but Jesus, but everybody should have something they truly believe in. And I believe in believing like I believe in breathing, till my belief and breath become one spirit that's superseding. Dictate like Mussolini, hate nothing but hatred. Haters give me heebie-jeebies for the angels of our better nature. I want you close so you can look into my eyes and truly see me. So before you start to lose it and your words get abusive, remember, I wouldn't be shit without my music. Before you start to lose it and your words get abusive, remember, I wouldn't be shit without my music. So before you start to lose it and your words get abusive, remember, I wouldn't be shit without my music. Before you start to lose it and your words get abusive, remember, I wouldn't be shit music.
There's a truth that you can only get to through music, and I think that that's the thing that's being stolen from people. For all this nefarious stuff that goes on in music, I've had moments where I've experienced a level of truth, of pure joy, awareness of what this world is about, what life is about, what my experience here is for.
Yeah. My check. Yeah. That's how we ride. Yeah. Mechanical lifestyle. I set into the unknown. You know what I mean? Yeah.
7 principles of knowledge, the creator. With his sense about the acrobatic scatter. Injected with this cartridge, mentalism through the chapter. Viva Dragon, written by the great King Solomon. Kept in the secret vault of the Vatican. Cause the master of the underworld invented it. Hackering a show of mysterious 200 unique silver book with 448 pages. An alchemist did a magic, the philosopher's stone. Asking you to read the scrolls, hymnless Bible to immortality hidden. Believe the unseen souls written, so scripted. Encrypted the forbidden fruit of the Atlantis. The chalice of the wisdom flashes, clashes, and smashes into darkness. The light of the darkness, and you, the holographic mental addict. Brag about the body you put with the trick. Secret self in the matrix, like titanium gold for what they know. Practice. All it is the 7 principles. Consciousness of madness and not rituals. Threats in the darkness to light your visuals. Manifesting the spiritual. All it is the 7 principles. Consciousness of madness and not rituals. Threads in the darkness to light your visuals. Manifesting the spiritual. I reside inside the mind of the flower of life, and I bring forth the higher level vibes. All knowledge come from the stars. For I saw the beats of all beats, abyss raw. The eternal generation of the Holy Trinity, the descent and origin of the cosmic, and all for creations through the divine wisdom. I threw the 3 worlds, for I saw it for myself. The divine angelical and the paradisical. The nature of the fire, the sacred essence of the good and evil. The mutual origin, the existence of each of them is the reason of the mighty exorcism. All it is the 7 principles. Consciousness of madness and not rituals. Threads in the darkness to light your visuals. Manifesting the spiritual. All it is the 7 principles. Consciousness of madness and not rituals. Threads in the darkness to light your visuals. Manifesting the spiritual.
This next section is what I call the lost principle. This is the 8th principle of natural law, which binds all of the other principles together. What is that principle? It's the thing that has to be present in order for any change to manifest itself. And it is not what most people think of it as. Even when I tell you what this is, I guarantee you there will be an inaccurate connotative meaning for what people think this means. It is known as the generative principle, or the principle which governs creation, which actually is the causal factor that goes into effect and generates the result that we say that we want. The generative principle is care. It is a different concept than compassion, or even what I would describe as love. This means, what are you giving attention and helping to grow? What are you focusing upon? Because what you're focusing upon, that's what's ultimately getting generated, getting created, and growing. This is what you're giving your energy to. This is what you're focused upon. This is what you actually care enough about to do, to spend your time on, to put your attention on, to manifest in the world. That's what I'm talking about as care, okay? That's what generates our experience in the aggregate. Most people don't care about what's really happening.
Help me out, I've been doing wrong. Help me now, I can hear your song. I've been down and out, uncertain. Help me out, pull back those curtains and say the sunshine is coming. The sunshine is coming. You open up your hand to an opportunity. You staying free. By honoring the roots, you will honor the old tree. And when the darkness come, you can look unto the east. The dark become the light, and the light help you release. And when you feel the sun, and the dark begin to cease. And when the battle's done, then we all will be at peace. Yeah, yeah. The sunshine is coming. The sunshine is coming. The sunshine is coming. The sunshine is coming.
Here's how it actually operates. The lost principle is the dynamic of care. What we care about on a day-to-day basis acts as the driving force of our thoughts and actions. What did I say we need to develop? The heart, mind, guts. Right? Heart, mind, guts. In that order. Care comes first. You gotta care enough to know, to develop the knowledge. Okay? Then you gotta act on it and put it into practice. Apply it. So that's the order. Heart, mind, guts. Care, knowledge, action. Those are the steps. And all three of those have to be in place. All three. That's what unity consciousness is. It's unifying thoughts, emotions, and actions. The three aspects of consciousness, such there is no contradiction between them.
Energy that we exchange is imperative, intricate, so simple. Life is the spirit and the body is the temple. One life, one love. Tell me this, are you prepared to live? Energy that we exchange is imperative, intricate, so simple. Life is the spirit and the body is the temple. One life, one love.
Tomorrow, what you gonna do? Your past is haunting you. You know what? I'ma tell you as I'm sipping on this brew. You know it's wrong and true, so what you gonna do? The truth is long overdue. Tomorrow, what you gonna do? Your past is haunting you. You know what? I'ma tell you as I'm sipping on this brew. You know it's wrong and true, so what you gonna do? The truth is long overdue.
One life, one love. Tell me this, are you prepared to live? Energy that we exchange is imperative, intricate, so simple. Life is the spirit and the body is the temple. One life, one love. Tell me this, are you prepared to live? Energy that we exchange is imperative, intricate, so simple. Life is the spirit and the body is the temple. One life, one love.
Tomorrow, what you gonna do? Your past is haunting you. You know what? I'ma tell you as I'm sipping on this brew. You know it's wrong and true, so what you gonna do? The truth is long overdue. Tomorrow, what you gonna do? Your past is haunting you. You know what? I'ma tell you as I'm sipping on this brew. You know it's wrong and true, so what you gonna do? The truth is long overdue.
Hermetically sealed hip-hop.
So all gotta try to live life right inside the Most High. To live life right inside the Most High. To live life right inside the Most High. To live life right in the sight of your man,
I'm keen on my senses. 7 is heavenly, but 8 is infinity.
Nature is our God, we surviving over here. Natural, we keep it live over here.